Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. It's Audrey. Thanks for stopping by today. I am participating in a YouTube hop that is being put on by Sarah Scraps, and a whole bunch of other ladies are participating, and we are all doing back to school photos. So learning is definitely an adventure. So for my back to school photo today, I am using a cut file from the cut shop. The title of this file is called You've Been Schooled, and you can see there are lots of different icons in this cut file, but I'm just going to use this one that says first day of school. And I printed out these photos, which you'll see in a little bit here, a long time ago of my son and his very first day of preschool, and he looks so cute. My God, I can't believe that was so long ago already. So I had 4 photos, and they were about approximately 3 by 4. So I drew squares to represent those 3 by 4 photos, and that helps me gauge how big to do my cut file. So you can see the photos there. Oh my God, how cute is he? So I took out the back to school papers that I had, and this is a collection from Echo Park called, I think it's called Teacher's Pet. And I loved this piece of paper. I love the color. It reminded me of really old printing paper. I remember, like in 1st or 2nd grade, writing on paper this color with the lines, with the dotted lines in the middle. So I love that minty color. It reminds me of old time school. And this cut file just cut out so beautifully. I decided to go with a navy because in the photos my son has some navy in his shirt. So I'm thinking about what I want to do with this cut file. Like, do I want to back the whole thing with a pattern? What do I want to do? So I definitely want to fill the star with a bright color in the cut file. So I'm going to use the yellow there, and I traced over where the number 3 was because at the time my son was 3 in these photos. So I thought I would add that in. And I love this plaid too. This yellow and green plaid is such a pretty combination. These papers, like these little bits of papers, are like scraps I had in my stash of papers that I must have used another layout. I cannot remember what the layout was, so it's been a while since I've done a school photo. But yeah, I just tucked them in there, and I'm like, gosh, that goes pretty good because he's wearing yellow in his shirt, and I love the bright green contrast. So I have a couple of these sticker sheets too that go with the collection. And then these little apples I actually got at the dollar bin in Target. Sometimes you can find some cute scrapbooking things in the Target dollar bin. I got these a couple years ago too, and I also got some pencils. I don't think I use or show you those, but I have them sitting to the side somewhere. So I put the apple over to the right because I thought I needed a big burst of color there. And I'm just looking through everything else. I cut out the letter K because that's my son's first initial. It looks cute right there in the middle, so I think I'm going to leave it there. And I wasn't planning on doing this little border of circles, but this paper is really cute too, all these little school icons. So I'm going to cut out a couple of these circles, and I'm going to just layer them across the middle of my photos, so like where the photo seam is, and just kind of have a line of little icons going across the middle there. And I really like how that looks too. The sticker, by the way, pardon me, that I put underneath the first day of school, like the rainbow chevron there, that is actually, you know, little individual chevron pieces, but I just cut it out of the sticker sheet as a whole just to see what it would look like. And I definitely like that. So I decided, instead of doing my backing the word school with a really busy pattern, or I was thinking about doing each letter in a different color, I decided to go simple and very low key with a newspaper print. Because I had the rainbow chevron piece on there, I didn't want to add too much more color because I thought it would just be, I don't know, a little overkill and a little bit busy, especially since the cut file is kind of busy anyway, with the little holes in each letter. Okay, so after I get that done, I went back and I actually cut out the same cut file, but I removed all the little circles behind the words first day of school. So I removed all those tiny circles in there, and then I just cut the file so that it gave me a solid piece so that I could back these letters easier because I wanted to back these dots with a color. So that was just a solid piece of paper there that I manipulated the cut file a little bit so that I could put the coral color paper behind the letters first day of school. So I love that. I like how that cut file came out. I'm really glad I chose the navy because, again, it adds good contrast. That little navy star that's on the bottom was actually the inside of my cut file, like where the yellow 3 is right now. So I'm going to use that for sure. I'm going to go back through the sticker sheet, find a couple stickers. So I started going sticker crazy here with some of these stars, and then I'm like, yeah, these are getting to be a little too much and taking over the whole page, and I definitely don't want that to happen. So I think I'm pretty much finished up embellishing here. You know, just moving a few things around. So now I gotta go back and glue all this down. So I'm gonna take everything off, and I wanted to distress the edges of my paper here, so I'm gonna do that with my edge distressor. Moving a couple of those stickers out of the way. And I'll stick that right down. By the way, somebody asked me in one of my videos one time why I don't cut the barcodes out from the bottom of my papers. Here is some Distress Oxide in blue jeans, some splatters. I do cut those barcodes off after I create my page so that they fit in my albums. Why I don't cut them off, why I'm scrapping, I have no idea. I just take the paper, I guess, and get impatient and just start scrapping on it, and then I cut it off later. So I don't know. All right, so my love-hate relationship with hand stitching. I thought I wanted to add a little more pizzazz to this star. So, you know, it's midnight. I've got time. Why don't I do some hand stitching? Because that doesn't take long at all. Yeah, sure. Actually, I have to say this one wasn't too bad. It wasn't that much. So I went through with my paper piercer. I punched some holes around the star. I definitely wanted to use a bright red thread. I'm not going to show you the whole thing here, but to pick up that apple. So there it is. And by the way, I used all 6 threads within the embroidery floss, so the 6 ply. The 3 was just too thin, and I really wanted the red to stick out. So I'm really glad I went with the entire strand of embroidery thread and didn't divide it into like 3 ply. So I'm going to pop the title up off the page, and I'm using this entire sheet of foam squares. It's nice to get rid of something and to finish something up, and that will lay in the middle there, the title. I'll go back and arrange my photos like I had them. I want one of the photos here with just him kind of standing there with his yellow shirt and his backpack to be on top. So I chose the bottom right photo to kind of be the one on top of all the others. And then I'm just going to go back and lay out everything the way I had it. So you'll see to my left, underneath the mint green circle there, kind of by my watch, that ink got smeared on the background cardstock. I was so mad. I must have set a piece of paper on it or something because I had put it to the side to dry while I was doing my stitching, and for some reason that Distress Oxide ink did not dry very well on this cardstock. It dried fine on the pattern paper, but it didn't dry on the cardstock. So I was a little frustrated by that. So you'll see I have to do some creative embellishing here with some stickers. However, I discovered after I did this video, I went back with a gum eraser. It's an eraser that's kind of brownish in color. And I was actually able to erase with the eraser that Distress Oxide smear. I couldn't believe it. I just tried it on a whim, and I could not believe it worked. So there's a little tip for you. If you get some Distress Oxide on your background paper, try using a gum eraser to see if you can get it out. So I was really pleased with that. So here's where I'm going to, after I put this chevron sticker down, I was asking myself, should I be using a straight edge here or should I just wing it? I don't usually use a straight edge to line things up on my page. I kind of just wing it. So it came out pretty straight. It's a tiny cricket at the end, but it's fine. And I'm going to spend a minute popping all those foam squares off. So I push that down and I'm going to go through and just kind of stick some stars here over this smear. Again, it's not perfect, but I had to do it because of the smear. And even though I was able to erase some of the other little bits of the smear, I decided to still leave the stars there. So I'm going to take a couple more of these phrase stickers from the sticker sheet and just add them on. And I add a date sticker behind the top right photo, behind the little tab that says reading. And I think that does it. It should here. Maybe some more foam squares, and that should do it. So I love how this page came out. It is so cute, and I just missed that stage. Oh my god, it was so cute. I did some journaling down there in the bottom, kind of going along with the curve of the photo. And there you can see that hand stitching a little bit closer. So yeah, this cut file really made it, I gotta tell you. I just love the cut file and the navy to go with the back to school theme. So thank you for joining me for my video today, and I hope that you get to participate and hop around to other ladies' channels today and watch their school time creations. Thanks so much, friends. Stay scrappy.